department issues you a directive, how enforceable is it, or is it just a piece of paper?
No, we need to comply with directives. There has been legal activity around them in that there were aspects that were unachievable, and that you can't be expected to do something that is unachievable. And hence, we've been working very closely with the department to get the directive and the regulation around the water treatment plant to be achievable.
So as far as this directive is concerned, are you within these specs?
From the water treatment plant operation point of view, yes.
But the latest directive, issued only 2 months ago, is so lenient that Garfield says it's like raising the speed limit to 200 km per hour to accommodate speedsters. And Mariette has criticized the government for allowing them to get away with it. Government did try to fix the problem by giving them 6.9 million rands worth of lime to treat the water, but that too has run out.
The lime that is added there where it flows underneath the road causes all the heavy metals to drop out. This is manganese, sulfites, iron, spikes in uranium. So this is on the bottom of the Tweeloopie-spruit.
And it forms a kind of plaster of Paris crust that will kill aquatic organisms. So at least 10 million litres of water daily just pours out of old shafts like these and is running untreated down the furrow and into the Hippo Dam, leaving behind this radioactive sludge.
The sludge in that dam definitely contains all the nasties that was found in the water when it decanted.
Tragic as it may be, you could be forgiven for thinking it's a lot of fuss about 2 hippos in a local game reserve. But only 5 minutes downstream is the Rietsbreed, a tributary of the Tweeloopies, flowing for the first time in decades right into the cradle of mankind.
What we're seeing now is slightly treated acid mine drainage. About 4/5 of this stream actually disappears into the dolomitic aquifer underlying us.
The acid mine drainage is currently poisoning 1,400 million cubic meters of water in this aquifer. To put that into perspective, 2 of these aquifers would fill the Vaal Dam completely. Over 11,000 people draw groundwater from this source every day.
This water as it is at the moment is not suitable for any use, and that includes irrigation.
But 2,600 hectares are being irrigated using this water, and there's irrigation taking place further downstream along the Crocodile River.
Whatever's in this water will definitely find its way to Hartbeespoort Dam and even further down the Crocodile River.
As the acid mine drainage continues its relentless journey underground, it also threatens fossils and aquatic life in the cradle of humankind.
It upsets me to no end because this specific site contains some of the oldest fossils in the cradle of humankind, and it has to face the brunt of the acid mine drainage. We find the acid mine drainage in the rivers just a couple of 100 meters from here, but also in the groundwater.
Some scientists suggest the Sterkfontein caves are not under threat, but others disagree. The truth is, we simply don't know.
To my untrained eye, it looks like this will take the wisdom of Solomon to sort out. Government, industry, engineers, science, civil society, everyone's going to have to get their heads together. But the question is, do we have the time?
Well, I think the politicians basically are fiddling, as if, it's like they're fiddling while roam birds. It's a shocking situation we're facing at the moment.
We're having poisoned water about to hit the streets of Johannesburg.
It's not going to happen. I mean, that I can guarantee you, because we realize if we don't do something now, within the next couple of months, in terms of making decisions, then we will have serious problems.
Professor McCarthy argues that government should foot the bill for a pump station they run and not the mines.
Well, a big slice of the revenue generated by those mining companies went into state coffers for more than 100 years. And it's now payback time.
Under South African law, the polluter is supposed to pay. But not I, say the mines. DRD, Rand Uranium and Mintails are the last men standing in the Western Basin, and they don't want to cough up. They say they didn't create the problem.
So, John, who's going to pay for this? The taxpayer or the mines?
I don't believe that's been determined. This is the challenge with a legacy issue like the acid mine drainage, where the companies that exist today were not responsible for the creation of this problem.
The department's answer to this was to divide up liability according to mining activity. DRD would be responsible for 44%, Mintails 0.4%, and Rand Uranium 46%.
Have you accepted any apportionment of liability?
No, we have not.
Rand Uranium and Mintails are both contributing to the costs of pumping, But DRD have told carte blanche that they would only accept 1.3% of liability and would go to court to argue their case because they only operated in the area for 5 years in the 90s.
The mines are saying that ultimately they're not going to pay for this.
Well, I'm sorry, but the mines will have to pay.
Rand Uranium allowed a discussion. DRD said absolutely not.
But that's typically the situation with the mines. I mean, some mines do accept their responsibility. DRD didn't accept their responsibility.
And what did you do?
Well, from the department side, we took them on in court, and that court case will definitely carry on.
But while the water rises beneath Johannesburg and the wrangling continues, there has been a solution on the table for some time. It's called the Western Utilities Corporation.
The idea behind the Western Utilities Corporation was to pump the water to a central plant where it could be treated and sold to Rand Water at a profit, thus funding the cleanup process. A great solution if you're the mines, but a tough sell to the consumers who would once again have to pay for someone else's mistake.
The concern has been in the past that the mines were profiteering from generically cleaning up something that the mining industry generically created. And that's not really the story here. The opportunity is, or the need is to attract investor capital and investor expertise to turn this water to account and solve a significant environmental challenge.
Is that the best plan on the table?
At this stage it is.
But Anthony Turgeon believes we are being hoodwinked.
The Water Utilities Corporation is not a solution. The Water Utilities Corporation is a response by the mining industry to government's inability to comprehend the problem. And the Water Utilities Corporation said, right, we will solve the problem from a mine perspective. What we want is mine closure, and what they haven't said is they want to avoid the polluter pays principle.
Who would reap those profits? The mines?
Well, you cannot make a profit out of water. And that's exactly the reason why the first WOC proposal wasn't accepted by the department. So we sent them back to do homework, and that's what we're waiting for now.
We cannot foist the solution onto 11 million consumers of water in the Gauteng area alone that is technologically questionable, to which they've had no say.
The water beneath Johannesburg is waiting for no one. We have a window of opportunity, but it's rapidly disappearing.